Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be talking about Crimson Dawn's planned attack of the Empire in Star Wars Legends. But before I begin, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. Following Sabe's counsel, Vader and Sabe arrived at the Imperial Palace on Coruscant aboard a Lambda-class shuttle to confront Sidious. As the two were unexpected, one of Palpatine's advisors tried to stop the Dark Lord, but Vader only reacted by throwing the advisor against a wall before making his way into the Emperor's throne room. Although his two present royal guards pointed their force pikes at Vader, Sidious reacted by calmly asking Vader what his heart told him. Vader proceeded to hold Sabe in the air with the Force as Sidious laughed and claimed to her that she only reminded Vader, who was remembering moments of his past at the same time, of his weakness. Dropping her, Vader refused to assist Sabe as the Emperor had his royal guards attempt to destroy her. Once she outwitted them in combat, Sidious killed the guards in anger, and seeing her wrath as an agent, allowed Sabe to continue working with Vader. As they returned to their shuttle, Vader and Sabe were informed by Z-67 of their next mission. Jul Tambor, the grandson of Wat Tambor, was working to overthrow the pro-Imperial regime on Skato Minor through a nationalist uprising. According to Imperial intelligence, Tambor had also enlisted pirates to blockade the planet and stockpile technology to be used against the Empire. As such, their mission was to end the Skakoans' uprising and restore Imperial control over Skato Minor. In truth, Tambor had known that he would have to face Vader at some part of his crusade. Over the course of the last 6 years, the Skakoan had worked to collect and reassemble droids who had been killed by Vader, thereby allowing him to analyze their databanks to study Vader's moves. Among the droids he reassembled were B-1 battle droids, B-2 super battle droids, and G-90. Tambor was very confident that he would be able to kill Vader. Upon reaching the planet, Vader and Sabe discovered a crashed commercial transport from Corellia. Z-67 explained that the ship had been boarded and those inside were killed by the planet's poisonous atmosphere. As they traversed the terrain, Vader killed a pack of cliffworms, saving a group of pirates. When he noticed a pile of corpses on the ground, he struck down the pirates, while Sabe hesitated and allowed one of them to escape. When Vader asked her if the pirates deserved mercy, Sabe admitted she didn't know who did anymore. Vader reminded her that she was his shadow now, and she would need to be one of the pirates to leave them alive in order to locate Tambor. To this, Vader instructed Sabe to follow the surviving pirate to find Tambor while he took care of the rest. Upon learning that Valance had betrayed the Empire, Vader boarded the Righteous Fist and had Hayden accompany him as he approached the surface of Bestine 4 in his shuttle. Once they landed, Vader and Hayden confronted Valance and the rest of Edgehawk's crew. Drawing his lightsaber, Vader told Valance that his desertion would not be tolerated. Charging into battle, Valance told Vader that he regretted ever serving the Empire. As they fought, Vader took note of Valance's power, which he regarded as proof Valance was a waste of potential. Once he was beaten into submission, Valance said that the planet's people would still be free of the Empire. However, Vader revealed that Valance had doomed them as his forces bombed the locals as well as his troops. Ignoring Valance's chastisement of his lack of care for his own, Vader prepared to strike Valance down, but Hayden insisted on finishing the job herself to make up for her previous failures, which Vader allowed. Valance tried to convince Hayden to leave the Empire with him, but Hayden blasted him in the face and sent him falling over the edge of the cliff. Before leaving the planet, Vader contacted Hayden and ordered her to send in a group of Imperials to hunt Valance down in case he survived. To accomplish this task, Vader personally selected Inferno Squad. To quote Darth Sidious to Darth Vader, "I did not train this woman, but perhaps the one who trained her. If you had found this Kira in a royal court, I would think Tyrannus had a hand in this. But she wallows in the mud of criminal syndicates, so the more likely answer is Maul." As Sabe searched for Jul Tambor, Vader was called to the Imperial Palace by Sidious. Upon meeting with his master, Vader was informed by Sidious that the Sith had an enemy, claiming that the recent attacks were part of a coordinated campaign of diversion. Sidious then called in Director Barsha to report on his current investigation. Barsha reported that his division within the ISB had learned of a rumor that the major crime syndicates were vying to obtain the Hutt's long-standing arrangement with the Empire. However, the rumor was coming from a single source, Crimson Dawn. As they walked through the palace halls, Vader agreed that Crimson Dawn had orchestrated the Syndicate War, but pondered how deep its influence truly went. Sidious went on to state that they had orchestrated the other attacks as well, saying that Crimson Dawn had targeted the Sith. He then asked Vader about the other syndicate's leader, Kira, who Vader fought and failed to acquire Solo from. Vader told Sidious that while Kira had not been a true threat to him, she was trained in Teräs Käsi and possessed a fighting style which reminded Vader of his masters. From this, Sidious and Vader deduced that, since Kira wallowed in the criminal underworld, she must have been trained by Maul. Sidious then concluded that Maul must have trained Kira to use her as an instrument of revenge, and went on to ponder what else he had taught her. With the Sith aware of Crimson Dawn's role in recent events, an alert was sent out to the rest of the Imperial military to track down the Vermilion, which made Kira order her assets in the Empire and other major factions to sow chaos across the galaxy to further distract the Sith. With the screaming key they had stolen from Vader, the Knights of Ren, meanwhile, traveled to a location known as the Dark Hellscape, a location unknown to Vader and Sidious, alongside the Archivist, on orders from Kira to retrieve an artifact known as the Fermata Cage. Vader was among Palpatine's tools in the crusade to root out the Dawn's agents across the Empire. During his effort to destroy the Dawn, Vader bisected a traitorous stormtrooper in an industrial environment. At one point, Vader nevertheless returned to his castle in Mustafar, where he was called by the Eye of Webbish Bog. Upon entering the Eye's cave, the Eye showed Vader a moment from the Clone Wars where he, Yoda, and the clones had fought B-1 battle droids and glimpses of the future, including one of him being confronted by Amidala's surviving handmaidens. Vader realized that he had been lured there as a test before being attacked by the Mustafarians. After killing them, Vader claimed that the Eye had wasted his time with puzzles. To this, the Eye explained that the visions were warnings for the end of everything. When Vader asked why he should care, the Eye reminded Vader that he was a part of everything, but if he refused to accept this, he could not be helped. Just as the Eye had shown him, Vader, with his helmet slightly damaged, returned to his fortress, and after sensing a great disturbance in the dark side, was contacted by Sidious to discuss the disturbance. Informed by Sidious that Kira claimed to possess the Fermata Cage, Vader was ordered to find the artifact and kill anyone who knew of it. Sidious also told Vader about Kira's central claim about the artifact. It contained an ancient Sith Lord who was so powerful that they needed to be locked away. In truth, no such Sith Lord existed. Kira simply needed a claim that would draw both Sith to the cage, allowing her to lock them both into it and free the galaxy from their rule. Her initial effort opened the cage. However, the result of the Knights of Ren abandoning Crimson Dawn out of anger at being hurt in the attempt, and out of fear of the ripple it sent out. Vader made his way to the site of the disturbance, where he only found wreckage from the experiment. Although he was certain of it being the origin of the disturbance, he deduced that, due to a lack of bodies, no Sith Lord had been released. Vader then returned to the Executor and reported his findings to Sidious via its hollow projection chamber. Vader asked Sidious if there was truly an ancient Sith within the cage, which Sidious explained was possible. Built by Darth Momin himself, the cage could imprison people in places outside of time, and he had never been used lightly. Sidious further warned Vader that, because of the urge within every Sith to dominate others, the mere possibility was the greatest danger to everything they had built together. Amid their conversation, the two suddenly felt the cage began to open, once more as the Archivist and her assistant, archaeologist Kophone Ferris, tried to use Ascendant design technology to focus nearby darkside energy into it. Although Ferris shut off their technology as the cage began to leach life energy from each of them, the experiment had carried on for long enough that Sidious was able to track the disturbance to the planet they were on. With this, Sidious sent Vader to retrieve the cage and destroy those present. So what did you guys think of the Crimson Dawn plot to destroy the Empire? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.